Okay.
We are welcoming everyone to this call. So, you guys, this call is extra special because Elise is here to talk to us about her new program, Lava. So, what's really cool is this collaboration that we have here on this call. Jessica's on the call and Megan's on the call. And Siobhan, she will not be able to put her camera on. She is listening to this call
Oh my
from
gosh,
emergency
Juan,
room.
how are you doing? How's the little one? Okay.
I,
Well,
I,
she's
I, I don't. I think she's listening, but she
okay.
said no camera
Well,
because it's
send the
taken.
love. Send the love.
I know it's taken the entire day, and this poor little guy is finally getting moved to a room. He's okay, but
Good.
so she's here. Her team is here, and we're all here to hear from Elise, learn about lava. I'm so excited. I just did the sample workout for the third time.
Yeah. So put in the chat
Amazing.
if you've done the sample workout, just throw it in the chat. Say hi.
I also just posted, I just saw right before I got on, I have had a couple calls before. I saw Michael doing it on like a very deadly looking rock out in the middle of the sea with the caption, "You can do it anywhere." So I don't want to hear any excuses about how we don't have room or time, right? At least we're doing it with a lower barrier to entry, a lower risk environment.
Yeah, the rock probably is not a great place. I was a little scared up there.
You did great.
You were.
Stay low to the ground like a cat.
Yes, good call.
So, Elise, how do you want to run this call? How have you been running them? What's been most effective? I know people have questions.
Yes.
You want to share with us a little bit about the program first? What's best?
Sure. Well, I heard Jessica speaking earlier, I think, saying, it's a great opportunity for me to answer your questions as far as what do you think your customers need? Have a lot of you guys have done the sample, it looks like. So what I would say as far as it, in dealing with customers and stuff that have a lot of questions, the very best thing you can do is be like, hey, I'm going to send you a 20-minute sample workout. Ask me your questions after, because the questions will be completely different before and after. Let me tell you that right up until the sample dropped, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people a day. Okay, well, yeah, this is going to be great, but like, what do I need to add on? Well, what do I need to do? 20 minutes isn't enough. What am I going to add? How much longer do I have to work out? And I'm like, you know what? You don't have to do any more. Oh, yes, no, 20 minutes isn't enough. I like to burn. Okay, great. Guess how many people in the past 4.5 days since the sample launched have asked me that? 0 people. 0 people have asked me what they need to add on. Before it was, well, I want to add cardio. Well, I want to add strength. No, I lift heavy weights. This isn't going to be enough. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, why don't you do it? And then I'll answer these questions the day after the sample. And the questions were completely different. So I really did, at the end of the day, like, we're all partners on this call. So I'll speak with you partly about that too, in growing our business, is that I really designed the sample to be your best tool. It is a 20-minute sample, not 40, not 30, not 50. So, by the time you have started your coffee till the time your coffee pot is full, you could basically have done almost the entire workout. So I really think that that's going to be one of your best tools to get new customers in. And then beyond that, I can share a little bit about the program, and I'd love to take your questions because, the sample probably says something about the program, but you tell me what's going to be most helpful for you guys.
Okay, awesome. So you guys, if you have questions, you can certainly unmute yourself or you can drop it in the chat just so that we can roundtable this easily.
So let me just start with the first one because you just touched on it. And I saw Stephanie just said, like, I felt like a beginner again. I know you talk about it in the sample workout. Should any information be given other than try this sample workout? Because
yes,
I felt defeated and a little bit like, I'm stopping a lot. Yes. She said not to stop. And like, how do you prepare someone for this workout? Like, don't freak out.
Right. Yes. And this was, a big discussion that I was having with our production team for the sample, because the sample is designed to give you a little taste of, we have 10 different modalities in this program, and they are all athletic training modalities. So if you look at the calendar, you would never even think yoga was involved. We have agility day, metabolic conditioning day, athletic off-roading day, HIIT day, endurance day, et cetera, et cetera. When the program launches, it will launch with an entire pre-week, which gives a huge breakdown of each pose and many modifications. So yes, Michael, one of the things I would say, and people won't listen to you because they'll hear that it's 20 minutes in power yoga and they'll think there's no chance in heck they'll have to modify it because they're strong, right? But what I would tell people is that the number one thing, and I love what Stephanie said. She said, I felt like a beginner again, and it was the best feeling. So I would say that with Body Lava, I kind of leveled the playing field. We're all beginners. If Michael feels like a beginner and Stephanie feels like a beginner who've done every body program ever made, we're all beginners, which makes it a great program for beginners because they're not starting behind anyone. But that being said, there are a few pieces of advice that I tell people before they start it, no matter their level, but particularly those that may be intimidated or may have watched the sizzle and thought, oh, I can't do those moves. One is you should always, always, always go at your own pace. And the reason I say that is, and the other thing I say is that I design my programs at the modified level and then up level from there. So my modifications are designed to give you results. So the number one question I get is, well, will I get results if I modify? Yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. If you go half the tempo that this 20-minute workout is, and you go at a depth that is right for you, maybe you can't touch your toes yet, great. You are still going to get the results I design my programs to grow into. This is a 20-minute no equipment program that delivers results. Perhaps you've seen them. All of my test group was very meticulously chosen. We chose people who already were working out 40 minutes or more. Okay, so these are not people who went from like eating Doritos on their couch. We tell them to cut out sugar and alcohol. Suddenly they lose 20 pounds and everyone's like, wow, this program must be great. Okay, no, these people all were working out, doing heavy strength training or some kind of other training for much longer than 40 minutes a day. And they all had their nutrition pretty much dialed in. So what we did is pull back on the duration of time they're working out, change the style to something new and innovative like Body Lava, and got them the results. And when I say that many of them, though they were very adept at heavy strength training programs, couldn't touch their toes, started off incredibly intimidated because I watched them and I read all the chats. I watched every test group workout at 6:30 a.m. every day for 6 weeks, took their feedback, listened, watched, made adjustments as we went. They all were like, this is challenging. I've never moved my body this way before. Exactly. If you want to break through plateaus, you want to get results in 20 minutes, it's going to be hard. I've got to challenge you in ways your body hasn't moved before. So please trust that when someone modifies, every athlete that's ever tried this has had to modify. Every athlete that's ever tried this has taken multiple breaks in the 20 minutes, most within the first 3 minutes. We are in that low chair for quite a while. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you if you did that sample. I designed it. So no matter how strong you are, no matter how many rounds of our amazing programs like Dig Deeper and Lift More you've done, you probably needed to straighten your legs at some point in the first 5 minutes. That is how we break through plateaus. So I would encourage anyone, we're all beginners. We're all beginners. So embrace it, let go of your ego and let go of what you think you know about fitness. And you can't be defeated or feel defeated if a movement is challenging for you. Isn't that what you want, right? Otherwise we'd sit on the couch and be like, oh, I'll buy one of those things I tie around my waist that vibrates and I'm going to lose weight, right? Because people want an easy solution. There is no easy solution with 20 minutes, no equipment. It is only challenge.
So, Elise, Siobhan sent you a little message.
Siobhan, yes.
Saying, I'm sorry I can't have my camera on and chime in. I'm at the hospital. My son is being admitted to have surgery in the morning because of appendicitis. But I want to say a huge thank you to you, Elise, for doing this call for us. I had the honor of being in the test group and am a very beginner to this type of workout. I was challenged in the best way. I had to modify so much, but got better and better as the weeks went by. It was so rewarding. Had absolutely incredible results with Lava and 2B. This is going to be the best program launch in body history. And we love
Siobhan, and she is again, if you know Siobhan, which many of you are on her team, she is our test group person.
Yeah.
She was fit. I know because we climbed a mountain together well before this test group, and I'm like huffing and puffing on my way up, and she's like running up with 18 water bottles strapped to her, right? So these are athletes, humbled, challenged, but the difference is the mindset.
Yeah.
It's the mindset. If you can have a beginner body, but you have to have an advanced mindset, meaning you're willing to fall, you're willing to challenge your former beliefs about your body and yourself. You're willing to embrace where you are and know that the results come with consistency and time.
So, and so Siobhan mentions 2B, and Jen had a question up here on portion fix. I'll read you Jen's question because I don't know that you can see the chat. She says, will we maintain muscle if we only do this program? Also, what level of exercise is this considered when we're calculating for portion fix?
I'm not super familiar with portion fix, to be honest. I do, my nutrition is kind of my own at this point, but it's mostly 2B mindset based, and all of our test group had chosen 2B mindset. So statistically, I'm not sure about that. What I will share is that it is high intensity. I wear a Whoop, but I don't use it to track my workouts. I know a lot of people are very attached to trackers. And if you're running, that's great, but trackers will never show the complexity of the benefits of the workouts that I do. But that being said, I don't set my Whoop. When I would do Body Lava for the test group, my Whoop would start buzzing, and then I'd go to the app and it would say, it looks like you've been doing box fitness for 20 minutes. So I would recommend setting it at box fitness or HIIT training or something like that. But I would say it's high intensity. And the answer to the will you build muscle question, 100%, 100,000%. It is designed to build muscle. I posted an asset on my social media. It's a reel, and it says, here are my results after one round of Body Lava. I'm a 48-year-old woman who was, I would say, very fit. I'd been doing my bar blend and my super block. I was already elite athlete status. And I say that because after Body Lava, so 1 year later, I had gained muscle and lost fat. So I have gained muscle doing this work. Absolutely. Now, the caveat to that is for my men who want to bulk, you want to like do body recomp like Sean, you want to actually like build up bulk. You do need heavy weights for that. If you want to build muscle, you're going to build like this is my like my muscles are strong, but they're going to be streamlined because you're not adding additional weight. So it is what I call shredded. You get shredded, you get built, but you're not going, if you want to, if you want to dig deeper look, then you do need to add those heavy weights for that. But that depends on the aesthetic that you're looking for, but you will absolutely build muscle. The program is designed to do that. And if I can build new muscle at 48 years old, having already been very high in the muscle mass percentage of my body, that's huge. I honestly was thinking, well, maybe I'll maintain, but I actually built. So scientifically, yes.
That's really great to hear. And I know where Jen's question is coming from, because I know the program she's coming off of, and a lot of us are, and I'm just so excited for this as an opportunity for us for this summer to transition to. So let's see, I have, sorry, I want to make sure I'm not missing one. Is this program easily modifiable for those who have diastasis recti? Did I say that right?
Yeah, you sure did. Yes is the answer. It is modifiable. However, I created the pre and postnatal bar blend. So I have 3 hormone certifications. My first one was a specialty in pre and postnatal recovery, postnatal core control, diastasis recti, of course, being one of those things. And I got that back in I'd already had a prenatal certification, but I like to dig deep. So when I was asked to do pre and postnatal bar blend, I went deep in women's hormones at those particular phases. And now subsequently, I'm a woman who, this is a safe space. I just entered perimenopause just in my most recent doctor's visit, and she wouldn't have known from any of the blood work. It's just because the uterine lining is thinning a bit. She's like, your blood work. And again, in this post I share my muscle gains. Also, my biological age has gone down from 31 last year to 29 this year. And I'm almost 49 chronologically. So that is the benefit when I say this is the ultimate biohacking program, the ultimate program for longevity of your body and on a cellular level. That's not just my marketing. That is scientific, right? So that being said, diastasis recti, I would highly recommend you go to, between now and when Lava launches, my postnatal workouts in the bar blend, under the bar blend pre and postnatal tile. There's only 2 workouts. You have to graduate all 3 levels from each one. So that postnatal is designed, if you have 3 fingers or less diastasis recti, you can repair it that way. If you have more, you want to talk to your doctor, because that's a different scenario possibly. But do those 2 postnatal workouts again, you have to let go of your ego because it's very small movements, but it's proper core recovery for diastasis recti. But the short answer to your question is yes. And here's why: you don't want to go with diastasis recti to do a heavy weight program. You don't. You will likely get injured. This program is body weight. It is designed as well to be okay for diastasis recti. So it is a safe workout if you know how to manage your diastasis recti and you're working on proper core recovery.
Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. I have to go back because I don't want to miss Nicole's question.
Yeah.
Okay, Elise, would you say this is for all age levels? I have a customer who's 53 that tried the sample and loved it, but felt maybe she was too old for it.
Oh,
I know.
no, I'm here to debunk too old. She's like 2 years older than me. I'm turning 49, guys. So here's the deal. No one is too old because this is how our body is meant to work. Now, that being said, again, if this is great for aging bodies, men and women, because it is safe, because it is designed to actually improve the strength of your ligaments and your tendons. It can improve elasticity in your body. It can improve muscle gain. And again, the key is she may likely be struggling with some mobility and flexibility things. So I love that she loved it. That tells me she's doing it correctly. That tells me she's modifying where she needs. She trusts that in time she will get the mobility she needs. But absolutely, she is not too old by 60 years. You know, I'm hoping to see people in their 90s do this. One of my goals, and again, it always kind of follows where I am in my journey, right? I started getting interested in prenatal when I was on my fertility journey, right? Because for me, and then now as I'm a woman in perimenopause approaching later life, I want to know hormonally what is optimal for me, and can I do it in 20 minutes? Because that's the time we have. So I would encourage people of all ages to do it and embrace the moves that they're great at, and approach the moves that are newer to them with a sense of humor, because that's what I do when I tip over.
Okay, and this is an interesting question because I'm curious too. How do we find out our biological age? Is this a special test we ask our doc?
You can do it. I did it through my hormone specialist. And again, a lot of the tests that I share in that reel, you have to, I'm acknowledging that I have privilege because they are additional tests. They're not, unfortunately, and it's again, one of my other advocacies, women's health and additional tests like this are not covered by insurance. Which I think is very unfortunate. Women can't get their hormones tested or their cortisol levels tested or anything like that without an extra fee. It is not included in your regular blood work. So in answer to your question, there are a couple ways you can ask your doctor. It's an additional blood test, or you can do it on your own. So many people have asked, I was thinking about reaching out to this company to get a discount, but there's one called the True Age Test. That's TRUAGE. It is a couple $100s to get your biological age tested. And there's a couple other brands like that you can, if you're comfortable drawing your own blood, they give you a kit. I'm not. I have to look away when they draw 18 vials of blood from me. I asked the nurse last time, I'm like, am I going to survive this? You just brought over like buckets of vials to take my blood. I was like, this looks like a lot, So that is how you get your biological age tested. There are a few different ways. And then I also got my hormones tested. And for me, one of the main results I posted in the reel that I think is the most impressive for athletes, women, and humans is my hormone expert is here in the Palisades, Dr. Musto. And when I came in, she's like, because usually you can have it over the phone if you want, when she goes over your results. She's like, I had to have you come in because she said, in 30 some years, I have never, this is my first hormone. This is right after Barb1 Super Block, or right before. She said, I have never seen a woman of any age have such elite athlete body composition and optimized cortisol. She's like 100% of people, especially women who have elite athlete body composition, have skyrocketing or super low cortisol levels because they're overtraining. So to get the aesthetic result on the outside, they're damaging their hormones internally. She's like, I need to know what you do so that I can recommend it to every woman, because usually women get upset, right? Because to get their cortisol, which does impact all your other reproductive hormones, to get your cortisol on point, you have to dial down your training, unless you're redialing your training to my style of training, which I've spent 25 years in this business, championing women's health. And this is for me, that's the biggest win at 48 or at any age, to have optimized the cortisol levels and reach the level of muscle tone and fat loss that I want to have to feel good in my body.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, I want to find out my true age.
Yeah.
Let's
I
get
was scared too, and I will admit, the other day, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling so good. I'm so young. You know, I went to get my skin age tested when I went for a facial. They're like, oh, we have this machine. I'm like, oh yeah, great. And it turns out, so I'm, like I said, I'm almost 49, but my skin age is 50 because I didn't discover daily sunscreen till I was like 38.
Yes,
My mom would always tell me, and I'm like, ugh, I'm not in the sun that much. And this side of the face from driving, this side of the face is like worse than this side. So anyway, needless to say, you can get anything tested, whether you want the results or not is another question.
All right. So Samantha has a question here. Can you share if you feel like this would be a good program after a back surgery? She says discectomy. Of course, after my full 12 weeks of recovery. Are there enough modifications? I was looking forward to this program so much, but I have to wait, unfortunately, since I ended up having surgery. Or would you recommend getting started with something else less intense? I will, of course, run anything by my doctor first.
Great. Does she mean maybe a micro discectomy?
Yep.
Okay. I would say, look, this is a program that is designed to support your spine and your knees and your joints. If I'm being honest, I think I would recommend first doing the Bar Blend Super Block, which is, and that's only because this one is a lot of up and down. It is a lot of up and down in order to get you off your wrists and not overdo things. So if I would just, Bar Blend Super Block is going to be a little bit more rehabilitative, a little bit less getting up and down. If you had a micro discectomy, I would maybe recommend getting a round of that. And it's only 3 weeks. If you don't do the up week, get that will brace you, that will get you ready, and then do Body Lava, which means you could do that now and still join us for Body Lava, because we have exactly that amount of time conveniently until we launch Body Lava. But if you hadn't just had that surgery, I would say absolutely. It's a wonderful, one of my main focuses is mobility and stability in the low back, the neck, and all of the mobility and stability in our joints, and with focus on ligament and tendon health, a focus on I don't know how nerdy everyone wants to get, so I'll try to keep it brief, but the innermost layer of our core that supports our back, we focus a lot on that kind of support that can actually curate space between the vertebra in your lumbar spine to make room for your discs, which gravity goes to work all day, every day, putting pressure on your spine. All of my work is designed to elongate that space so we take pressure off our body. So it is a great program in general to prevent back and knee injuries and also to repair them once you're cleared from surgery.
All right, cool. All right. So here's the question, Elise. Any insight on pairing this with distance running?
Yeah, look, I'm not a runner, but I have trained marathon runners back in my era of training athletes. Before Body, I spent the 10 years before Body specializing in athletes. I trained in mobility and stability, this kind of work, the USC football team, which is a Division I sports team, all men, obviously. Red Bull, I was with Red Bull for 10 years. They have all kinds of extreme athletes, from skiers to parkour. Spent a lot of time helping to prevent and rehabilitate injuries. And then also just dealing with some marathon runners here at the LA Marathon. So I have dealt with distance runners. If you are a runner and that's your training program, this program is absolutely going to help you in every way. One of the main ways, and if you've been distance training for your running, you may already have this in check, but a lot of runners who just run are very quadriceps dominant, and you can get a lot more power with activating your glutes and your hamstrings and your core in different ways than most people run who haven't actually studied their gait. So this is going to give you extra explosivity and power. Now, distance running is not fast twitch muscles like it is for sprinting, but the short answer is this program will absolutely help you do that. I couldn't personally distance run after doing Body Lava, but that's because I'm not a runner. So if you're a runner, this program will help any athletics you do. You're a skier, this program's going to help you. You're a long distance runner, this program's going to help you because you've already conditioned yourself in your sport. So at the end of the day, yes, this is going to support any of those goals.
Awesome. All right. So Jen was asking about mobility issues and getting up and down being difficult. And would you recommend something first? And I know Trina had gone live in Body Basics, I think it was, and was talking about that being one of her threshold questions to people, like, can you easily get up and down? And I'm now forgetting the second question. Oh, plank, holding a plank either from your knees. So what do you think?
Yes, I think that it's absolutely imperative that we learn that we practice getting up and down. If getting up and down is difficult for someone and they just say, well, it's difficult for me, so I'm just not going to do it, you're going to live a half life because you're never going to be able to pick up your grandkids. You're not going to be able to do the things in life you want to do. So I would definitely encourage you to practice getting up and down. Again, prenatal bar blend, which Megan was a beautiful cast member of. So you get double your pleasure, Megan and I. In that workout, we focus on what we call ADLs, activities of daily life, most of which involve different ways to get up and down off the ground. So again, spend the next 4 weeks until the program launches. Just disregard the mom stuff. It's mostly just talking about your body. Men, you can do it too. If you want to mute me and turn on Metallica or something, feel free. But I would say you definitely should be able to get up and down off the ground. Okay. Once you've done that, then I would say body lava. Yes, you just have to be prepared again to let your ego go. You probably won't do 8 gorillas in a minute. You might do 2 gorillas in a minute, and you should feel amazing about that because you've done 2 gorillas at your level. So again, it is more of a mental question. Again, I do work really, really hard to get you off the wrists quickly. One of the major feedback from people who've done primal movement in other areas was it hurt their wrist. It was too long on their wrist. I also cue a little bit differently. I cue in what's called mirroring. So it's very easy to follow. I set you up for success, as you may have noticed, with repetition on one side till you feel it in your body. So while there is work in plank, it's not obtrusive. If you can there's 3 levels of plank. There's full plank. There's plank bringing the legs much wider for more stability. There's plank on the knees. And then the 4th level is using your wall. Right? You can always do push-ups. Oh, hi, I see Jess. And oh my gosh, so great. I love seeing all your kids. But yes, it is, there are plenty of modifications for that. A lot of people's biggest barrier to entry for primal movement or yoga is that there is time on the wrists. But again, I would say you have to work your wrist mobility if you want to prevent arthritis, if you want to prevent the crippling effects of age. A lot of people, most people are told by their doctors, oh, it's just part of getting older. Oh, you're going to deal with pain. That's part of getting older. Well, I defy that. I refuse to accept that. It's not part of getting older because now the science shows we can manipulate. While you'll never change your DNA, we can manipulate our epigenetics, which genes we turn on and which genes we diminish. And this program does that. So it is designed. Yeah, if you're new to wrist bearing work, it's going to be tough. If you're new to working out barefoot, it's going to feel weird, but it's going to be helping you in so many ways. And that is how you improve your athleticism, right? So I know plenty of guys who are super strong with rippling abs who are in pain when they bend over and tie their shoes or cannot bend over and tie their shoes. So this program gives you everything: strength, metabolic burn, fat burn, athletic conditioning, mobility, stability, flexibility, mindset, coaching, all of the things. I think Jess has a question too.
Yes. So
Michelle from the test group is on. Hi, Michelle.
Kaden is literally here as one of your biggest fans. So my question is, so I know obviously bar blend was your first exposure to body. I feel like you, with that program, some people were like, oh my gosh, she's like the dancer or bubbly, or she makes me do moments of expression.
There's a lot of self-expression in bar blends.
Yes. So do you feel like this program is a different side of you, or that continued? Does that make sense?
No. Look, I evolved. We all evolve. I love bar blend. I think it's an amazing program. It is there is so much of me that is very positive, and I believe in tapping people into their positivity. But bar blend at the end of the day is a dance-based program. Just like when Sean does Let's Get Up, he's not the same as in Dig Deeper, right? Let's Get Up is a dance program. So it's yeah, I still encourage all of you to do self-expression and bar blend, but Body Lava is very different. Body Lava is me coaching a bunch of 19-year-old Division I football players. You have to have, if you tell them to like shake their hips, they're going to laugh you out of the stadium, right? So this is another very real side of me. It is, I would say, the coaching. It's more coaching, more motivating, less affirmations and positivity. But it's more of like a tough love. It is a tough love. You want results in 20 minutes? It's going to be challenging. You want results in 20 minutes with no equipment? It's going to be challenging. You want it also to support your body with no jumps, no high impact. I have to challenge you in new and different ways. And what I've learned from studying neurology through a course at Yale and other places is that the human brain is wired for comfort. Our human brain was designed to keep us alive in the old days where change was danger and comfort was the same thing over and over. It is very hard to change people's minds. It is very hard to try a new movement that you've never done before, because many people are going to be tempted just, okay, well, I'm just going to go back to bicep curls because I know those. I'm going to do flies because I understand those. I'm going to do squat. Okay, great. If I don't ever want to do high knees again, I don't ever want to do burpees. I don't ever want to do jumping jacks. Boring, boring, boring. If someone's bringing you high knees in a workout in 2024, cancel. Boring. We don't need that. It's not effective, right? So I'm always trying to challenge us in different ways. And when people are challenged, sometimes they're triggered, and one of the things that I say actually in the program day one is, hey, this workout may actually feel like a highlight reel of your fitness challenges. That's my job. My job is to show what is missing in your current fitness routine and get you up leveled in that. So maybe you're super strong, but like mobility is challenging. Maybe you're strong and mobile and flexible, but balancing on one leg is challenging. If you just decide, well, I'm not going to balance, I'm not good at it, then good luck being fit and good luck maintaining fitness in your life. You won't. You can't do dig deeper when you're 76 if you don't do this work. There's a reason Sean can recomposition his body and be amazing at these heavy weightlifting programs. It's because he spent the first 30 years of his life as a dancer doing this training, right? So this is, and Sean was the first one who called me when they announced it. And he was like, oh my gosh, I need this so badly after Dig Deeper, right? So it's perfect timing because I know you guys crushed Dig Deeper, a phenomenal program. I watched the body composition. You're not going to lose results. You're going to enhance results and you're going to feel muscles you didn't feel. Just like I didn't think I could teach people muscles they didn't feel in bar blend, but apparently I have, because I have a whole group of women who refused to even do the super block because they were so in love with bar blend. They're on like round 30 of bar blend. I'm like, these are my like college and high school friends. I'm like, you guys, please just try this for me. And they're like, oh, no, it's not going to be as good as bar blend. They all loved it. They all did it. The next day, they're like, I felt different muscles. And I was like, really? Because like, I thought I showed you all your muscles in bar blend. But so to answer your question, it's a very different side of me. I think.
And honestly, I asked you that on purpose because I got to work out with you live on the Success Club trip. And I was like, oh, who is this Elise? I'm like, she is yelling at us.
Yes,
but
yes.
I think it's great.
I like to call it encouraging you.
Oh, encouraging firmly. No, but I think it's really important for us to know because this is going to appeal to your bar blend lifers and those that may not bar blend may not have been for them. So
yes, I've seen a lot of that when I'm looking at the sample, and I wanted, this is a great moment for me to thank each of you, because for me on my Instagram and my social channels, I'm kind of preaching to the choir, right? I'm preaching to people. You may have noticed like my Instagram following is like 150,000 less than say Joel or some of our, more traditionally mainstream trainers. That's because a lot of people won't even try something called bar, right? And that's fine. This is now, I think, and I do give a lot of credit to our test group. We had some amazing leaders in the test group who told Carl, they're like, if you build this as a yoga program, that's not going to be great. It's not yoga. This is an athletic training program. This is one of the most challenging but accessible and mind-blowing programs we've done. And these are people who've done all our programs. So I think that now, because of you guys sharing it, I'm reaching more people. And so I'm seeing people say things like Jess did, which is, bar blend was so hard and so good, but I just wasn't into the affirmations and the shaking my hips and like exactly what she said, but I loved the sample. I'm like, great, then try this. You'll realize how great it is. And then maybe you'll go on and try bar blend if that's for you. But yes, this is really designed, for anyone willing to take their fitness to the next level. Even if that next level is going from nothing to being new to fitness, that's awesome.
At least I know, because it's 8:48, that you are on a schedule. And we
Oh yeah,
said-
but we could take a couple more questions. I love, me, I'd
All
be
right.
here till
Okay,
9.
so Nicole had a question about what about someone who has foot or pain issues? It seems as though you're never really putting or keeping pressure on your feet for any really extended amount of time. Is that
Oh, yeah.
right?
That's correct. I mean, when you're weightlifting, you're usually doing it, I hope, with both feet planted on the ground. So there's a lot more time. This one, you're always, and again, especially because of the agility component, there's different definitions for agility, but it's essentially your proprioception, your ability to stop and start momentum, your ability to change directions quickly and safely. I pair that, of course, with the mindset. Like sometimes we have to pivot in our business. We have to pivot in our parenting. We have to pivot in our lives. This is the equivalent of that from a fitness space. So because of that, you're always picking up and putting down your feet. I would say if someone has real foot issues, they're welcome to do the workout with shoes to start and graduate to barefoot if barefoot is really uncomfortable for them, because shoes will give you an additional support. But again, working out barefoot, that feet are the foundation of our body. It will completely support your body in ways you can't imagine and highlight some weaknesses that you may not have with shoes, particularly balance and ankle stability, knee stability.
All right.
Rachel, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna kind of wrap it up with the last question, because I know we're moving on time. So I think I know the answer to this, but what would you most hope people take away or gain from Lava? Like, what would be the big?
I would say that's so great. If I had to put it in one word, it would be empowerment. I want people to curate body literacy and body love, which is an awareness of your body and what it needs and how it's training. I do a lot of explaining in this program about the why. I don't just give you random moves. It is a journey, as you hear Carl say, because he watched every day of filming. And my producer, like, Carl doesn't always watch every day of filming. He'll check in, but like one day on week 6, we forgot to send him the live feed, and he's like, "Where's the live feed?" Right? He's like, this is an experience. So on this experience, my hope is you discover, no matter how athletic you are, you guys are obviously at the top of your field in business, that you will channel the next level of apex predator within you, the next level of strength, the next level, the next goal you want to crush, both mentally and physically. And you will have an awareness that there's always room to grow, right? You've never arrived, or I mean, in my opinion, if you feel you've arrived, you're done. You have to always have curiosity. I hope you'll develop a sense of curiosity about what your body's capable of, how your human primal body was meant to move. And I hope that you'll have fun moving your body and celebrating where you are and taking your falls and your breaks that you need to take as success. It's not a weakness to take a break in Body Lava. That is success. That means congratulations, you've reached muscle fatigue. Take your moment, skip a couple reps, press pause, do what you need to do, come back to it. This program is not designed to do for one round. So what I like to say from a business perspective, for $20 with your Shakeology or $59 without it, you're not getting a 6-week program. You're not even getting a 7-week program with that bonus week. You're getting a lifetime program. This program, you will never plateau. Our test group, every single person in our test group volunteered to do a round 2, and then has texted me every day since they stopped getting the test group until the sample workout came out. I'm in withdrawals. My body craves this movement. That is what I want. It should become a part of your running program. It should become a part of your lifting program after round 2 or 3. And I think you'll discover that you're capable of a lot more than you give yourself credit for with limiting beliefs.
Boom.
Yes. And yes, definitely get blocks. Dude, I use blocks. Poor Sydney in our cast, we had to make blocks optional because we wanted to honestly say no equipment. And God love her, but she did this whole program with no blocks at all. And I'm like, wow, maybe my round 7 or 8, she's 24. So, she can do that. I aspire to that, but I used blocks. So yes, the answer to people asking, I'd recommend using the blocks. And also a good high quality mat is going to change your experience. If you have kind of one of those not so great Target mats, you're going to slip and slide all over. That's not your talent or ability. That's a bad mat. So ideally, kind of flat surface or, jutting rocks on a jetty, but with a really high quality mat.
Jessica.
Nice.
Oh, Jessica says about Sydney, so her biological age is 11.
Yeah. She's
Probably,
11.
Sydney, probably.
Well, on behalf of everyone on the call and all the teams that are represented, we just want to give you a huge thank you.
Yeah.
And yeah, Summit is right around the corner. So I think this is a great time and we get to all
Yes.
see each other. So
And please, if you see me at Summit, please come hug me. And again, I don't know how to thank you guys enough. I feel like you do much of the real hard work of taking my crazy creativity and convincing people that they can do it, and my job is hopefully once you get them to press play, then they're hooked. But getting them to press play when they see my craziness can be challenging. So I want to thank each of you because really it means so much more coming from you. So thank you for your support. Thank you for spreading the word. I really believe in the power of this program. And I'm so thankful to all of you. And I think it's perfect for summer. I've eliminated any excuses. It's 20 minutes, no equipment, take it with you, do it on grandma's patio or wherever you're going for the summer. And just thank you so much for having me and always asking such intelligent questions. And I'm always here to support you however I can.
Virtual hugs.
all right.
Elise, we appreciate you. All right,
Thanks,
guys.
everyone.
Have a great night.
See you guys
Thanks.
soon. Bye.
Bye.